nothing for you I could ever change. Every time you look up to the sky, realize that you are only looking in the mirror.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Authentic Amigas. My name is Valerie.
And I'm Florencia. Thank you so much for being here. We're now on episode number 7 of Authentic Amigas Podcast.
And if you've yet to follow us on our social medias, we are at Authentic Amigas on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out there. Give us a follow. Engage with us. DM us. Hit us up. Give us a like on our pictures. And we'll really appreciate that.
And we'll return the favor.
Yes, we will. Ooh, yes, we will.
We're also available on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. So make sure you check us out there. This week, we wanted to mix it up a little. We're going to be talking about our trip to New York almost 2 whole years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, January 2019. And we wanted to share that experience with you all because we're all friends here and we want you to know.
Yeah. Somos amigas todas nosotras. But, best friend and I, how many places have we traveled to together?
Okay, so you've been to, when I was in school, you went to Berkeley a handful of times.
Yes.
We went to New York together. That was like our first solo trip where we planned everything and went. And then we went to Hawaii after that.
Mm-hmm. So 3?
I think so. I mean, you went to Berkeley more than once.
Vegas.
We did go to Vegas. Oh, Vegas. I miss Vegas. I start crying. Yeah, but
I think so 4, around 4. I feel like it feels like more though because we used to do San Fran all the time, Berkeley area. So.
Yeah, you would come hang out with me every few months.
Wait, let me cry.
Back when traveling was allowed. It feels like it was another lifetime. It doesn't even feel like it was this lifetime anymore. And to be honest, if it were not for Miss COVID, we would probably have been on another trip by now. Yeah. If we're being honest.
Yeah. What are we in October?
Yeah.
We probably would be doing something right now too, honestly.
We would have had a summer trip for sure.
Yeah. Summer and fall.
Yeah.
Somehow engaged fall. But we're not here to mourn on the fact that we can't.
I'm crying, but yeah, but we do miss it, and I'm sure everybody listening does as well.
We do, and we're gonna be traveling again soon, though.
Yes,
it's gonna happen. This isn't gonna be forever. This is all hopefully temporary, which I have faith that things will be okay. Not how they used to be, but okay again.
One day, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, like I said, we took a trip in January of 2019. We went to New York. It was our first, my first trip out of this side of the country. I mean, I've been to Mexico and stuff to see family, but I had never been on the East Coast. So it was my first time in New York, first time on the East Coast. And Val and I went, I think it was 5-ish days around there. Yeah. Full days that we were there. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, same. I had gone to New York 3 times prior, I believe, 2 to 3 times prior. I actually am obsessed with New York.
You want to move there?
I want to be there right now. If I had the option of being there as we speak, I would be there right now. The dream is to eventually have a place over there that I can go and stay and live at. Yeah. But that's another story.
Yeah, I think a big piece of your soul lives in New York.
Yeah. I actually, in my room, I have that big...
Yeah, that's right.
Big picture frame. It takes up my entire wall, actually, of New York. And I literally stare at that every single day. And I have the building where I want to have my little businesses.
Aww, so. I love that.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's talk about our experiences.
Yeah. So, like I said, kind of lessons learned. I mean, it wasn't like a serious thing or anything like that. We had a lot of fun, but I was reflecting the other day with Val, and I was thinking about what I took away from that trip, right? And I realized that trip was the first time that I felt like we made friends. I don't want to say everywhere that we went, but there's a lot of people that we met that we still keep up with to this day, kind of, and it kind of stuck with me. And I think that that's something, if you don't know Val personally, I feel like that's something that you're very good at, Val, because I've talked in previous episodes about like how I feel sometimes that people perceive me, and the way that like I don't feel like I'm necessarily the best at like always putting myself out there in every place that I go. But I feel like being friends with you, that's something that like I think that you're very good at, that comes very naturally to you. So I feel like that trip was the first time that like I really got to get an experience of that, because we were together 100% of the time. So it was a really, really cool experience. And I just wanted to share that today with everybody listening on our podcast, because I feel like it's a huge life skill. Like being able to go somewhere and make a friend and spark a conversation in every single place that you touch down in is a huge skill. And like I said, I think it's something that like you do very naturally, that everybody listening could benefit from practicing like in their lives, because it's changed the way that I am, for sure.
Oh, wait, that's so sweet. I thank you, best friend. That was really sweet.
You have a lot of talents. That's one of my favorite talents of yours, though.
Yes, don't throw me a basketball, but you know, if you want me to make a friend, I can do that. Yeah, that's definitely a goal of mine. Actually, I make it a goal to make a friend every time I go somewhere new. I don't care where it is I go. I really don't. I try and make a friend, and that doesn't, you know, that looks different every single time I go out, right? And that doesn't mean I go to the mall and I'm like, I need to make a friend today.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just try to make a friend. I just try to be nice. First, I just try to be nice, and then hopefully, you never know, make a friend out of it. But yeah, we'll be sharing some little stories. So let's see. Who's the first person we met?
Right. So we left, and I think it was like on a Monday or on a Tuesday that we left, right? But we drove to the airport.
Yes. Did my dad take us?
Yeah, your dad took us. Carlos took us. Yeah,
Thanks,
we love
Carlos.
him.
We do love him.
Yeah, but we ended up leaving. It was like a Monday or a Tuesday, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up going to the airport. Shout out Carlos,
Thanks,
always coming
Carlos.
through. We got to the airport, and he's like, I'm going to be in the area. Like, I'm not going to leave until you guys, like, until everything's good. So call me if you need anything. And we're like, cool. And we ended up getting there. We go through security, everything, blah, blah, blah. Everything's great. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. And then our flight was delayed like 5 hours.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It was actually horrible, because we were so ready to.
We were juiced about the trip.
Gassed. And we were there. We were making videos. We were like, we were
having a grand old time.
Yeah. And then I feel like we even rushed eating. Didn't we eat, or did we?
I think
eat
we had
after?
like Panda Express at the airport.
Yeah. And then our flight got delayed. But
like it was like one notification after the other, like flight delay. Right. Like every time it was like 40 minutes, an hour, and then eventually it was 5 hours delayed. And we were like, well, we're stuck here, like we can't go home. I mean, if you live in SoCal, you know what LAX is like. I can't just go back home.
Right.
So
at that point we already told Carlos like we were good.
Yeah, he had already left.
Yeah.
So we were just hanging out, and I don't remember how it began, but I think it was they changed our gate. Remember, they changed our gate, and so we had to walk over from one spot to the other, like from one gate, literally just like across the room, to go wait by the other gate, because between everything getting delayed, we had to get it in from a different side. And so we ended up changing gates. We walk over, and there's this guy. Do you remember? He was like asleep.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead that you remember that.
Yeah. It's kind of coming back to me now.
He was knocked out.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh my God, Val, like, he was waiting with our group, and now like the flight was about to board at a different gate, and he was like slumped, like
he was passed out
like a light, like completely like snoring on the chair. And I was like, Val, I feel so bad. Should we wake him up? Like, I really feel bad. I would hate to miss the flight. And she was like, you're right, let's wake him up.
Yeah.
And we start like tapping him a little bit, like, excuse me.
Yeah. No, Flo.
No, well, we were both kind of like, hello, like, excuse me, like.
No, yeah, I was the support system behind that.
No, and then he wasn't waking up.
No,
he wasn't. And so this lady ended up seeing us like trying to wake this random guy up.
Yeah, Flo was like, excuse me, sir, and I'm like, hello.
Yeah, we were trying to wake him up,
but super gently and softly.
Yeah, just, I don't even know. Anyways,
it was hilarious though.
Yeah, it's funny looking back for sure. But then this other lady saw us, who turned out to be somebody that we ended up kind of connecting with. But this other woman comes by, and she's like, do you guys know him? And we were like, no, but we're switching gates, and like we didn't want to leave him like to miss the flight. And she was like, oh, and she was like, hey, like wake up. She like helped us wake him up. And so then whatever, he woke up and he was like, okay, yeah, cool. And then we ended up walking with her to the gate and talking to her more.
Yeah.
Ended up being our friend Reina, who we follow each other on Instagram. But we ended up having like a long conversation with her about like all different things about like school, her career. She does like social media marketing, and she's in that realm, like media relations and stuff. And it ended up being like a really cool conversation that we got to have with her to pass the time. Ended up like getting to know a little bit more about like her business and what she does, and like how she like runs her life, which is so cool because she's so cool as a person too.
Yeah, it was very interesting to hear. She definitely had a different lifestyle than what I was accustomed to hearing, or like around like from people around me. She shared, I'm not going to share too much because, you know, I don't want it, like, it's kind of personal. Well, it's not like super personal, but a little bit about her. She was moving from place to place at the time, chasing the dream.
Yeah.
Really
like making it happen.
Chasing the dream and making it a reality all at the same time. She was living in LA, and I think she got a call to go to New York, and then while the
delay was happening.
So the flight got delayed. And then, so she was going from LA to New York to do something, I think to like apply for a job. I don't remember what it was, but again,
I think she was going to meet with like a client or something like that.
Yeah, but chasing the dream, chasing the bag for sure. And then while we were there waiting to like board the next flight, whoever, we didn't really know much at that point, I feel. We're still kind of just in the limbo. She got a call from somebody, right? And they offered her.
She basically something changed, and she just ended up not even going to New York.
Oh, that's what it was. I think she got in, like, something happened where they were like, we're going to interview you here in LA tomorrow or something like that. Like, you need to be here tomorrow by like 12 or something. Yeah. And she was about to leave to New York, and last minute she was
literally just grabbed her bags and was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, and then she was like, am I going to lose the money for this flight? Probably. But like, I need to go. Like, this opportunity needs me right now. Crazy. And I think that was such a crazy moment for me because I am an overthinker. And at that period in my life, I was like a very fearful person, like fearful of change, fearful of spontaneous action, fearful of just like taking risks. That's the biggest one.
And having to make those split moment decisions
of like, am I going to do this or not? And I was not in any way or form in that kind of stage in my life. So watching her do something like that, take such a big risk on herself, like bet on herself like that, I think was like, that's crazy.
And move with that kind of confidence and that kind of like trust in her own instincts.
Yeah, that was such a crazy moment now that I like that we're talking about it and looking back. But Reina was the first person we met on that trip who just, I think, planted a little seed in the both of us.
Yeah, it kind of set the tone for us.
And right there, you know what, too? We could have been just mad as hell
about the delay.
And, she could have approached us, and we could have given her the side eye.
The stink eye, and been like I'm pissed right out.
Yeah, like, don't talk to us. Like,
which is normal, too, because, it's a delay, and it's an inconvenience, and whatever. But you're right. Like, we could have had a really negative attitude towards it, but I think we were just in such a good mood. Like, we were having a great time, and we were open to, sparking that conversation, and thankfully she was too, So I think, like you said, like it definitely planted something or sparked something and kind of set the tone for our trip, because it ended up being that, like I said earlier, we ended up like kind of meeting cool people like along the entire trip, which is crazy because I think New York gets like a reputation for being like a place where like everybody's too busy to talk to you and everybody's like in a rush, like they won't give you the time of day,
and like people from New York are rude and they're very like blunt and just
like get out of my way
and
tough, and it ended up being that like we met like a lot of really cool people. So
wow. And so you know what, as you're saying that, like prior to recording we kind of like were mentioning some people and like already more people popped up into my head, but so we landed in New York, finally.
Yes.
Flight.
Late. It was the next day, technically.
It was the next day. Oh, mind you.
It was like 1 a.m. when we landed.
Friend, remember when we called the airline to make sure to extend or was that later? I think
that was later.
Okay, let's wait till later. So anyway, we get there. It's like, what, 4 or 5 in the morning?
Yeah, it's super late.
It's dark outside.
It's technically the next day. Like I said, like we were supposed to get there like at 9 or 7 or something like that p.m.
Yeah.
We ended up getting there like 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, see, it at 7 p.m. because we were gonna have dinner that day.
Yeah. Well,
I
I was
had a
thinking
dinner
we were gonna
outfit.
have dinner. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got there, I think, at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we hopped in an Uber, and
To
we
the
met.
hotel. We ended up meeting more people in the Uber that were really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
And this one was just kind of like we were just kind of making small talk with like our shared Uber passengers, and they ended up like being two like kind of cool guys, and we just kind of were making small talk with them, kind of getting to know them, and we were asking them like things to do and blah blah blah. You know, we had literally just touched down like 30 seconds before, and they ended up recommending this like cool restaurant for us to go to, right?
It was cool because they actually ended up being plant-based themselves.
That's right.
And it's so, I mean, if anyone out there is plant-based or vegetarian, it's kind of hard to find people that are plant-based as well, especially just randomly. Is that mine?
No, that's my phone. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no worries at all. But it's kind of difficult to find people that are plant-based, and it just happened to be that they knew all these plant-based restaurants and places to go eat at.
So they came through with the recommendations, I think.
They did.
Yeah, and so they ended up recommending this Korean vegan spot.
Oh, my mouth just watered.
Yeah, same. And we were like, that's so cool. But we made it a point to go there, and we loved it so much that we went twice. Yeah. Oh my God. When I tell you, like, that experience of eating at that restaurant was like a different... It wasn't on our universe. Like, it wasn't on our earth. It was somewhere else.
No, for sure, top 2, one of my favorite restaurants. So imagine this. You go inside, and then they have you take off your coat, because again, you're in New York, so you know, you got your coat on. So they have you take off your coat, take off your shoes, and then you walk like 1 or 2 steps up, and then to your right, you have a bunch of tables, like what's it called, like floor, like when you sit on the floor?
Yeah, it was like the seating was kind of at floor level. Mm-hmm. But like below ground. So the table, there we go. The table was like at ground level, and you had to like kind of step into this hole to sit down.
Yeah, so
it was really like cozy feeling.
Yeah, like we were sitting on the floor basically. Yeah. That's what it is. And then your shoes are off. You got your, you're just comfy. And then it's like comfort food on top of that. So then, what did we order? I'm trying to think.
You had dumplings for the first time.
Stop. Yeah. I did have dumplings for the first time. That's also good to know. Best friend has introduced me to so many delicious like plates and foods. It's insane. That's a whole other podcast, honestly. But yeah, I had dumplings for the first time.
You had a rice bowl too, I remember. I'm trying to remember, and I think I had soup.
Did you have soup? I don't know, but the way they serve, the customer service so there, good. Everything. My mouth is literally watering right now. If you guys ever go to New York, hit us up so we can give you this restaurant location, because it's a must to do. Like
I said, we ended up going twice, I think.
Yeah.
It was so good, but yeah.
It was a vegan Korean restaurant, right?
Yes. Yeah. Vegan Korean food, and it was also my first time having Korean food, which is like my current obsession. So honestly, it was a great time, and like I said, we ended up going twice, so we loved it that much. Yeah. And all of this came from, again, this random conversation with this random guy in our Uber.
Yeah.
It was a really neat experience.
Yeah. So then we went from Reina to these awesome 2 dudes. And then, so we're in New York now. We've settled into the room. We're thriving because, again, we're 2 best friends in New York.
Well, I was kind of thriving. Remember, I was really sad the first day because it was cold. Do you remember that?
No, I feel like you were only sad when you didn't have your coffee. Once you had your coffee, you were good.
Yeah.
Best friend needs her coffee in the morning. If anyone ever travels with her, please make sure she has her coffee in the morning. If you have to hike to go get her coffee, go hike. I don't care. Go get her coffee.
I'm dead. Yeah, I needed my coffee, but also I think like the climate. Yeah, it wasn't sunny the first day, and I kind of knew what to expect. It's not like California, but like I said, it was my first time on the East Coast. Like, I'm born and raised in California, and we went to New York in January. Like,
the coldest time of the year.
Yeah, seriously. So it was for sure different than what I'm used to, but anyways, that's not the point of this story.
So then we get there, we eat yummy food. This was, I think, maybe day 2 and day 4 that we did that, but we meet those guys, and then we have list full of activities.
Yeah.
Thanks to Sister Valentina for also making us a little itinerary for things to do in New York. That definitely helped so much.
Clutch.
So we did a couple things. Marina, though. Let's talk Marina.
Yeah. So I think one of the days we ended up going like shopping. Do you remember we just had like a fun shopping spree?
Yeah.
And we met Marina. We also met another girl. Do you remember? I still follow her on Instagram. Hold on.
Look her up. Look her up. But also another thing, if you go to New York, make sure you go, because I don't know if we're going to mention this any other time, make sure you go to Chloe's. I think they have one here in LA too, but
oh my gosh, yeah,
Chloe's is a must.
Do you remember her?
Anita?
Yeah, do you remember her?
That's my girl.
Yeah,
I love her, dude. It's crazy. Like,
we met her at like H&M in the fitting room.
Wow. Okay, so which one do we do first, Marina or Juanita?
Well, they happened on the same day.
Wow. Let's start with Marina, because you're right, that was the same day.
Yeah, so one of the days we ended up having a cute little shopping spree, because we had to. You already know. And I have this tia, side story. I have this tia, and she would always joke that like viene con las maletas vacías so that she can go shopping. So I mean that's not exactly like what we went there for, but we did do a fun amount of shopping, I think. And on one of the days that we went shopping, we ended up going to that toy store that like is famous.
FAO or
yeah, that one, the famous one, the one where Kim and Kanye have one of their dates with the big piano.
FAO Schwartz. I think
so.
That's what it's called. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it's FAO Schwartz. With the piano.
I think so, yeah. The toy store. Yeah. You'll know. It's the toy store.
Massive toy store.
Yeah, and so we ended up meeting while we're there our friend Marina. So dope. I love her. I follow her on Instagram still. You follow her on Instagram still. She is so dope. Okay, so I think we ended up just sparking a conversation with her because of like what?
Her makeup was beat.
Yeah.
And she
and all your nails.
My nails?
She remember she liked your nails?
Shut up. Wait, that's kind of crazy because
now you do butterfly fingers.
And she actually has ordered a pair of butterfly fingers.
Yeah.
So crazy. But yeah, we met her at the toy store. She complimented makeup and nails.
Yeah.
And I think and her makeup was beat too. Back in the day, we didn't have to wear masks everywhere.
So you could see people's face.
You could see them.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
But yeah, super cool and super sweet girl. And she's born and raised in New York, I think, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we ended up like just meeting with her and talking about makeup with her for a little while.
We were gassing each other up.
Yeah, she was very sweet.
We were gassing each other up.
And she's so supportive.
I love her.
She's so supportive. And I know like with butterfly fingers and stuff, like she's always shown up in your lives and everything. So dope to have somebody so supportive that we literally met one time in our lives.
Yeah, and this was almost 2 years ago. Until today, we still like have interactions, communications, conversations with her.
Oh, I feel like I'm watching her son grow up by like their Instagram stories.
I feel like I'm his tia. I feel like I'm his tia. I'm so serious. Like I see him, I'm like, oh baby.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
He's eating good. He got fitted up the other day. They went shopping.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
And so it's so cool to have that, based off of, like I said, one time 2 years ago that we met, but we've just kept up with each other ever since then. And it's so cool to know her and to get to see, like you said, her son grow up, see how she's doing.
What? That's because we went in and she saw us and she was like, oh my God, 2 beautiful girls. And we saw her and we were like, whoa, beautiful, gorgeous. And in that energy right there, you attract similar energy. So right off the bat, like we clicked, all 3 of us clicked, and we got each other's information while she was working. And look, fast forward today, we still interact with her and talk to her. So it's that one was a crazy one. I love Marina. Shout out to her.
Definitely. She's so sweet.
Yeah, so Juanita.
Yes. Okay, so same day, I think. We were still shopping.
Though. This Juanita was in La Noche, no?
I think so.
H&M? Oh, you know what? We went to H&M twice, though, so I could be getting this one wrong. Or no, was it in the day? In the afternoon?
I don't remember. I have no clue. But we went more shopping. And we were in H&M one time, and we ended up meeting... Her name's Juanita, right? Yeah, we ended up meeting Juanita. She's been like all over the place, I feel, because she like was from like Washington, but she was going to school in New York, and she has a cool story as well. Same thing, we ended up meeting her, just sparking a conversation with her. I think at the time you were talking about like coming up with like a concept for.
I was working on lingerie.
Yeah, for your line that you wanted to do. So a totally different project than what you're doing right now.
Yeah. But that's crazy. Yeah, so we went to H&M. My best friend said Juanita had colored hair. And at that point...
colored hair.
Yes. And at that point in my life, I think I had just came out of damaged hair. I still had damaged hair. I was blonde.
Were you blonde?
Yeah, I was blonde when we went to New York. Yeah, I was blonde. And I had really, really damaged hair. And I remember I told her, like, my hair is blonde and it's dead. Like, what do you do to keep yours so healthy and, like, colorful? And she was like, oh, I do it on my own. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I think you were in the fitting room at this point trying stuff
think so.
on. And I was out talking
You were talking to her. Uh-huh.
And then when you came out, I was like, this is my best friend. And then you guys got to talk too. But Juanita, that's how we met, was because she had a dope ass hair. Like, as soon as I saw her hair, I was like, dang. And it was purple at the time. And then we got to talking. She was telling me that she was there for school for fashion. Mm-hmm. Something related to fashion. I'm sure it was a particular section in fashion.
Yeah.
I just don't recall. And at the time, I was working on a lingerie business that I wanted to start. And I never got to start. Again, that's another story. But yeah, that's how we clicked. And then you and her clicked too, best friend. And it just all kind of happened that way. Until today, she's someone we both follow. And she follows us too.
And again, like, super supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Super sweet girl. So, really cool. I don't know.
Also chasing her dreams, though.
Yes.
That's another one I think that's good to point out. Everyone so far that we've had mentioned, so, like, right now, like, all of them were out there chasing a dream, chasing a bag,
super motivating.
chasing a goal. Even the guys in the Uber, they were there for school.
That's right.
Yeah, they were there for school, so.
Yeah, you're right. So really cool to meet all these people, cool people, motivating, that, like, to this day, we still keep in contact with. I don't know. Blows my mind. Again, not something that I'm good at naturally, but again, we were on a trip together and it was like such a cool thing to get to make like all these connections with people literally like on the other side of the country in a place that like I had never been to and have not been to again since.
Yeah. So who did we meet after Juanita? Because it didn't stop there.
No, it didn't.
I'm trying to remember.
We ended up going to Soho one day, but I don't know if we did too much. We just hung out there for like a little while. But we ended up going to the Nike store. Do you remember that we ended up going to like a bunch of sneaker shops that day? Oh my god, you lost your wallet. Sis.
So it's not a vacation with Val if she doesn't lose something, let me tell you that.
Oh my god, I have PTSD. Still.
Yeah, I always lose something when I travel. It's not a big deal. It's fine. As long as I don't lose myself and I don't have kids, thank God, right now, or else, that would be scary. But yeah, I always lose something. I've lost passports, license, money, credit cards.
So I think on one day, was it your whole purse or was it just your wallet?
It was just my wallet.
We ended up leaving it in an Uber, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was horrible. I'm so sorry I put you through that.
No. But like you said, it wouldn't be a Val trip without something.
Vacation with Val.
Yeah, and Flo too, because it always has to be something. But that day, it was that same day that we did more shopping, without a wallet, of course, but but we did more shopping, and we ended up going to a bunch of sneaker shops.
We both love sneakers, by the way, guys. We both like shoes a lot.
Yeah, and at that time I didn't know so much, so it was really Val, like again, like putting me on game everywhere that I go, not just with people but in everything. But we ended up going to a bunch of sneaker shops, and on one of those trips we went to the Nike store. I don't remember too much from there. I just remember there was like 4 stories, and we were like going up to the very top story, but we were like on the 3rd level, and we were on our way up, and when we got to the top, what do you remember?
Okay, so a little bit about me. I like boys. I'm dead. I like boys from far away.
You like the idea of a boy. You like the concept.
Yes, I love the concept of a boy. But as soon as I get near As I get near them.
Like in real life.
In real life, in real time.
Not just in dreams.
No, I don't know how to act. I don't want to act. I want to turn around and never see them again.
Close the door.
And that was it. It was a great fantasy. I envisioned us getting married, having 30 kids in the matter of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I was done. Like,
and
I'm
you're
done.
over it.
Yes. So in the Nike store, there is the boy, and he was very cute. From I was at level 1, he was level 4 or 3. So
yeah,
you know,
we saw him we looked up and he was there.
Yeah, he was there, and I told best friend that listen, that's where I went wrong, because we were already making our way up. I should have told her when we were coming down.
Oh my god!
Like all the way down when we were already out the store.
I think that we went down one floor and then we turned around.
Oh, you're right. That is such a great point. We were on
our way down.
You know what? We were on our way down, but best friend, she wanted to go back up.
Okay, no. It wasn't me. Okay, so Val was like,
okay.
So we were on our way down, and Val was like, "Ooh, I see someone." Right? And I was like, no,
I see somebody at least 50 times a day, so you know that's...
But I was like, don't take me seriously if I say that. But Val's like, I see someone. And I'm like, say less.
Yeah, best friend's the best wingman. She really is.
Oh my god. And then Val's like, no, I'm just kidding. And I'm like, no, you're gonna go talk to him. Like, what's up? Mm-hmm. And so then I end up like going back up the escalators.
And I think you told me like, you're not down. That's what it was. I think you said you weren't down. And then I was like, oh. And then you're like, you don't have to. But then you had already told me that I wasn't down. So I was like, it's too late. Because best friend is not pushy at all. Like, best friend is not pushy at all. So obviously, she said, like, you know, it was me. It was me. I just needed... I think you just said you're not down. And I was like, okay, I'm down. And you're like, no, you don't have to. Yeah, that's what it was. It was that kind of moment. Where
anyways, however it happened... We end up going back up.
Trying to avoid getting to that point.
However it happened, I made Val go back up. We made each other go back up because then I said, you're not down. And then we just both went up, following each other, I guess. And we ended up sparking this conversation with these 2 other guys at the Nike store. Yes. They liked your sneakers.
Yes, that's what they complimented were the shoes.
They loved your sneakers.
I forgot what shoes I was wearing, but it was the shoes.
And yeah, I don't remember like too much. I think they were just they caught the energy, Val.
Yeah, they caught the energy for sure. But yeah, we added each other on Instagram. I think we all did. Like all of us. It was just like, oh yeah, like hit us up with some cool spots. Yeah. Like things to do in New York. So we all added each other on Instagram. And till today, we still have each other. We have both of them on Instagram. They're cool dudes. Very cool. I mean, nothing happened, but still a cool experience. We can say we have 2 friends that can hook us up with sneakers in New York. You know what? And I don't think I'm giving him too much credit. We're still friends. Bambino and I are still friends. We talk every now and then and stuff like that. He's a cool dude. And I think that's also a great lesson within itself. Like every time you see somebody that you're like, ooh, like they might be cute. And if it doesn't work, like, you know, the energies just don't match. That doesn't mean you guys can't be friends. They may not match romantically, but they can match as just like, you know, a friendship or like maybe a business relationship. I always think like that too. Like if we can't be friends, that doesn't necessarily mean we can't be business partners. Like, you know, I may be able to provide a service that you need and vice versa. Like, so I don't know. We have a rule, both of us. I think you're better at this than I am. We just don't like burning bridges.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, unless, you know, you have your situations, but best friend always says don't burn bridges. So I try not to burn bridges either. Okay, so who did we meet after them? So we met them. Oh, we met the girl in the Uber that was also there for fashion.
That's right.
She was also there for fashion. Yes. I forgot what exactly though.
I don't know.
She was a stylist.
She was a stylist. You're right.
She was a stylist. She was there to style people. Which, you know what, I think in a lot of movies, when you think of like movies based in New York and stuff like that, it's all like fashion and red, like or runway shows and design and styling, and deadass, that's really like the people we ran into. Yeah. Not to be stereotypical or anything, but at the time too, I feel like maybe we were both in a place where you were doing makeup hella at the time still, because weren't you working at Sephora?
I was.
And you were doing makeup on the side too. You had your business cards and everything.
Yeah, always.
And then I was really into fashion. I was trying to start a lingerie business.
Yeah.
and we like were running into people that were like in the same like field and energy.
Yeah.
Like Marina with makeup, the styling, the fashion designing.
Yeah.
The plant-based guys that we had just met, like, those weren't fashion or makeup. But
Yeah.
I had just recently
basically just meeting
plant-based.
a lot of people who spoke a lot to our interests, and I think were really motivating for us.
Yeah.
And it really made the trip.
Yeah, it did.
Because obviously we remember like the things that we did and the places that we went, and it was such a fun trip that we had, and we got to do a lot of new things. Again, for me, it was like my first time in New York, so it was such a cool experience. But I think overall, like, the people that we met really did make the trip, because like then we feel like we have, like you said, like we have a friend in another city in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really cool.
Yeah. And even like I'm going back and even thinking like even the girl that like remember I left my wallet there and the girl was gonna come drive back and give it to us?
Yes.
And
our
so
Uber driver.
Yeah, and so we bought her a little gift as a
Yeah.
thank you for like driving back and stuff, and we tipped her too, and like even her, she was so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't have to come back. She could have cut my wallet if she wanted to, but she didn't. And then we also met the girl at the vegan hot dog place where we had the hot dogs. I mean, from all of this, like my takeaway is that wherever you go in the world, it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter the stereotypes behind the location you're going to,
Or the crowd that you're in.
It doesn't matter. If you stay true to who you are, you're going to attract people like you no matter where you are in the world. Like, no, regardless of language, regardless of all that culture, like, you're going to attract people like you, because honestly, like, that's what happened there for us.
Yeah, I agree. But you just have to have an open mind and have like that attitude, like a positive attitude where you're open to making those connections. Because like I said, I've gone my whole life being me, which is like, I keep saying this, like, we can all change and stuff, but being me, someone who is not always I don't want to say like I'm afraid to like put myself out there, because I'm not afraid. It's more like it doesn't come to me, like it doesn't occur to me when I'm in a room like, oh, I should like make small talk with the person and see like what we have in common, or see like how they can help me maybe later or whatever, it just doesn't occur to me all the time. And so being with somebody, again, like you, who I feel like it comes to you very naturally, I feel like it's like one of the best skills that I've learned from you probably is just like you said, whatever situation you're in, whatever crowd you're in, taking the initiative to start that conversation and to make a friend everywhere you go. Which, like you said, it's going to change from place to place. It's not like you make like your new best friend like every single place that you go, or like you meet somebody that you really, really like hit it off with everywhere that you go. It's more a matter of make small talk, be nice everywhere that you go, because you never know, out of 100 people that you talk to over the course of a month, 5 of those people are going to be really solid people that you keep in touch with, and one of those people is somebody that you're going to do business with that's going to be beneficial in your growth and in what's next for you.
Yeah, no, and vice versa as well, because we're both, I think, very strong believers in like get a seed, give a seed, and that goes for like energy and people as well. Like, I'm going to, like best friend said, I'm going to say hi and be nice and kind to 100 people. From those 105, I'm going to keep in touch with. 1 is going to be able to help me elevate myself in a way that I wouldn't be able to do on my own.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Maybe I might be that person. Maybe you listening might be that person for somebody else. And it's just a constant cycle. If you take anything away too, it's just like the world goes round. The world is round. It's a circle. Life is a circle. Things we do, cycles. It all comes back eventually. So I am very appreciative of you as well, because although you've been saying like, I'm good at making friends, you are really good at making friends. You are so good at making friends. You're really good at making very personal relationships. And making people feel very special once they are allowed in your space. I think you kill it. You kill it every time. I'm like, no, I see you making friends when we go out. I'm like, she's my friend. I'm like, just 5
parts. No, I think we for sure like bring out different, like in each other.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was our little story from our trip to New York. We wanted to start kind of a new habit or a new tradition. With every podcast episode that we do, we want to do one kind of random, kind of related question to our topic. So today we talked about our trip, and we both want to answer a random question quickly.
Question of the day.
Yeah, question of the day. Singing. Just test out your vocals.
Like, don't cut that, best friend.
No, it's staying. It's staying in the podcast. I want everybody to hear your vocals. Somebody sign this girl, please. But hopefully we're going to answer the question. Hopefully you answer the question as well. Let us know. I think it would be fun to post it like as a question sticker when this episode goes up.
Oh, great. Genius.
Yeah.
You're mine.
We'll post it on our stories. So look for it there. If you're listening, check it out and answer our question, reply to us, and we want to hear what you think. So I'm going to read the question of the day. Here it is.
Hit it.
If you can only choose one, would you leave your hometown forever or stay in your hometown forever? You can only have one. Leave forever or stay forever.
Rock, paper, scissors, one time. Whoever loses has to go first.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ready?
Oh, I hate
it's going to be rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay?
Okay. Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I lost. That's one has to go first.
Oh my God.
I did rock. She did scissors.
Yeah.
Always do rock if you want to win.
I'm going to reverse psychology you.
Well, I'm going to reverse psychology
I knew you were going to say that, so I'm going to keep with my scissors next time.
Well, I'm going to keep my rock. I'm dead. Just kidding. I'm going to do paper.
Oh my God. Okay. So if I could only choose one, I have to leave my hometown forever or stay in your hometown forever. I'm going to assume this means like to live, but I can still visit like family and stuff, right? Is that right to assume?
No.
No? It's like never step foot.
You can never come back.
I'll only have to FaceTime everyone. That's it. If I had to leave my hometown forever or stay in my hometown forever, that's such a hard question, to be honest. I mean, I feel like there's an obvious answer, kind of like, okay, so staying forever is so limiting. So limiting, because like, can I move to the city next door? Like, does that make sense? Like, can I move from Walnut to West Covina? No, that's against the rules.
Fine. But,
is that kind of, I mean, that's kind of cheating, but
I mean, it's the same thing because LA County.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like, it's so limiting to have to stay in the same place forever. I mean, I moved away for school for 2 years only just because I wanted to. And I felt like I needed to. Yeah. And to really be like, okay, I'm going to live here forever for the rest of my life and like live here, work here, raise my kids here, die here. That's like a big commitment.
Yeah.
And it's so limiting. So I would never live in my same hometown forever. I need to be able to move and don't tie me down anywhere.
Oh my goodness. So you would pick
leave forever.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry because I was gonna pick stay, but now I can't stay if you're gonna leave.
Get out. No way. You were gonna pick stay?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
To live and die in LA.
Wait, but I didn't think this was like LA. Like I thought it was.
Well, LA County, I guess.
So if it's LA, oh hell no, I would never leave LA.
To live and die in Walnut. Word.
I'm dead. No, if it's LA County, like. Yeah. Then I would never leave LA County. I love LA.
You do.
I would never leave LA. I was talking about like my city.
So like Walnut?
Yeah, or Doherty, like that where I was.
So Doherty or Walnut?
Yeah, like I was thinking like the area.
Okay.
Like if I had to move to like the Valley or something, like I would.
Oh hell no! I'm like, sign me out. No. Okay, fine. Let's just do like our cities then, like our main city. Because I'm from West Covina. Best friend, Doherty, Walnut.
Yeah.
So you would leave.
I would leave.
Okay, I'm still gonna stay.
Get out. Still?
Yeah, I'm still gonna stay. And if you know me, like I love traveling.
We just talked about how you want to move to New York.
I know. I just said I want to move to New York. I want to move to New York so bad. But the only reason why I would stay is because I love my family so much. That's honestly the only reason why. Don't tell them I said this. So
Like, hell no, they could visit me.
Yeah.
That's what I thought for my family. I was like, if they want to see me that bad, they can come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I don't know. I love West Covina.
It's such a dope city, honestly.
West Covina is honestly...
It's a great place to live in.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's top 5 for sure in LA County. West Covina. If you are from West Covina, you know. I feel like West Covina doesn't get represented enough. We need to represent West Covina more. let me step up my game. But I love West Covina. I love the community. I love the people. I love West Covina. So anyway, my ass is staying here with my familia and best friend.
And you're staying forever.
Wait, can you stay too now?
That's so funny because I was literally thinking of staying kind of for the same reason.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, that's so limiting. You don't think it's limiting? Like I said, I moved away for school. And I want to move away for school again.
No, yeah, I don't like being limited either. I hate being limited.
It's such a big
both
commitment.
do. It's a Leo thing to not want to be limited or have.
Can't tie me down.
Yeah, no, we don't.
So I feel like your plans, because you're a big life goal of yours is to like have kids and have a family and run your business and all that, right? Yeah. And I think that you see yourself having that here so clearly already.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking like I can just have somebody else run the New York location and the Miami location.
True.
I can just train them here, fly them here, and I'll train them everything here at the stop here, and then just
I guess, and also because you're an entrepreneur, you run your own business. I think your business is where you are, so it's not such a factor of like, do I have to move somewhere for work or anything?
That is so crazy. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to try and convince best friend to stay here. Like, wish me luck.
Check back in episode 8. We'll let you know.
I don't think I have much luck, though. But I will try. But yeah, what would you guys do? Would you guys stay at your homeland or would you leave? If you could only pick one. Staying or... What was it? How was the question phrased, actually?
So I said, if you can only pick one, would you leave your hometown forever or stay in your hometown forever?
Dang.
I'm going to screenshot that right now so we could post it later.
Yeah, let us know what you guys would pick. But I think that's all we have for today. Best friend, you have any last words?
No. Shout out you if you're still listening.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I cut you off.
No. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Kind of different from what we normally do. But let us know what you thought. And check us out, like Val said, on Twitter and Instagram. We're at Authentic Amigas. Shout out to you if you're listening today. And we'll be back next week with another episode.
Yep. And check out at Florencia Galvan on Instagram as well. She's wearing a really cool sweater right now. I wish you guys can see it.
That best friend got me. It's it says Weenie Hut Juniors. If you're a SpongeBob fan, if you're an OG SpongeBob fan,
that's all
you know. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Period.
Yeah.
And then follow me as well at Valerie Pamela if you like big-headed girls, not like mentally, but literally physically.
Best friend. Also, if you're looking down at your nails and you need a little something, a little glam, make sure that you check out Butterfly Fingers. The site reopens on November 1st.
111.
Yep, and make sure that you order your fly sets. And that's all we got. Also more than fly sets coming soon.
Dun
dun dun. To be continued.
I love you. Thank you so much. Well, we appreciate you guys dearly. Thank you so much for being here. Keep on shining, doing your thing. And we'll talk to you on the next one.
Yep, have a good week.
To live the weight of the world, keep us still, no.